Hello. Kunaya. Who's there? Hi. Hello. Hi. So my name is Srinivas Jakkani, and he's Blitz, my fox terrier. Uh, he's about 1.5 years old, and he's going to be assisting me today to show you demos for all our games. Yes, yes, for all our games. Uh, a little introduction about myself. I've been a trainer. I've been working with dogs for the last 15 years now. I've been a trainer, behaviorist, and an aggression specialist for so long. Plus, I'm also at present the Kong's brand ambassador for India. Kong is an international US-based company that manufactures Kong toys that you can see right behind me, uh, which are supposed to be mentally stimulating, obviously solving behavioral issues and training issues in your dog. Things that I'm going to be, uh, talking about today is this is going to be an indoor session where obviously due to lockdown we've been at home not doing much. Dogs are not getting exercised a lot, because of which we need to provide them with the right kind of mental as well as emotional upkeeping. Uh, for that, I have designed a few games for you that you can possibly use, uh, you know, to help with your dogs. These kind of games will help your dog to attain a good amount of not if not physical tiredness, but at least mental tiredness, and it will make them a little more happy and less destructive for themselves and for you. So, for people who are watching us right now, feel free to drop in your queries. You can put in your questions, etc., in the comments below, and I will answer them at the end of the session. If there's anything that you will not understand, have some patience. I'm going to cover these games in a lot of different kind of perspectives. Still, if I miss something, feel free to drop it on our uh, chat box, and I'll make sure that I answer them. So, starting with the first thing that we are going to start with is a very very simple game. Everybody's loved it. Colleges also have them in their games. It's called a simple treasure hunt. How do you do a treasure hunt with a doggy, right? Because normally in a treasure hunt we have riddles, we have different kind of games or puzzles that we need to solve, and that's when you reach the final treasure. This is a slightly different game. So what I'm going to do, and what you can generally do, is I've got some treats here. As you can see, these are simple chicken jerkies. I'm using them because Blitz likes them. He's already here next to me. Uh, what you generally do with a game like Treasure Hunt. Now let's play a scenario. Imagine your dog's sleeping at one corner of the room, or maybe any room. You start with a very basic level. What's the basic level? I'll possibly hide treats in 3 to 4 areas in the room, and I'll only stick to one rule. Wait. Thank you. And I'll only stick to one rule. As your dog becomes an expert in finding treats in one single room, then I will increase the rooms of the house. So that's when I make it into medium difficulty and then high difficulty. You can pair it up with the other games that I'm going to show tonight to make it a full-fledged obstacle course and make it an expert level game for your dog. How does it work? Imagine your dog is sleeping. You've got the fan on or you've got the AC on. Even if both are shut, there's a good amount of wind movement. So your dog is sleeping and you've very slyly hidden 3 or 4 trees around the room. So right now I'm going to put one in this corner. I'm going to put one in that corner behind those rollers. I've kept them there for the obstacle course. I'll show you what they are later. And I'm going to keep it in 2 to 3 places. Obviously, Blitz is awake. He's in front of me, so he knows I've got the treats. But the important thing is how it works. Imagine your dog is sleeping. You've hidden these treats around 3 to 4 places. As the wind passes and as time passes, the scent of these treats will rotate around the house. Eventually, it will lead to your dog's nose, and the dog's going to wake up and say, I smell food. And it'll then think, okay, I don't know where it's coming from. The first thing your dog's going to do is come to you. Do you have food in your hand? You show your empty hand, there's no food in your hand. Your dog says, oh, wait, you don't have food, but I can smell food. And that's where the treasure hunt starts. So your dog will now start using its head, the brain, and his nose to find out where the treats are hidden. And then will put its nose to the ground or wherever the smell is coming from. The beautiful thing in this game is because of wind movement, the smell can be coming from anywhere. Right? For example, in this room right now when I'm sitting, the fan's on. So because of the fan, wind is moving all across the room. So if I hide it in one particular place, it's going to roam around, and eventually the whole room is going to smell of treats. So this becomes a little challenging for your dogs, for the good thing obviously, and your dog starts thinking, okay, the whole room is smelling of treats. Where do I find where the treat is? So now your dog will become more intelligent and start saying, I need to find where the scent is coming from. So your dog is going to go around in circles, smelling of treats, reaching a point where the smell of the treat is the maximum, and obviously then find the treat. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to feed a treat to Blitz so that he's a little distracted. I'm coming back for the camera. So I'm going to drop it here. I'm hiding treats around the house. He obviously can see me, but I'm hiding it. Now he doesn't know where the treats are. I'm going to keep my hands empty, and I don't know where the treats are. See, Blitz has come here because he knows it's being kept there. But generally, when you hide it around, the dog has no idea where the treats are kept. And eventually your dog's going to search for it. So your dog might look elsewhere. See, he's got one there. So what happens? Now the dog thinks that there's treat probably hidden around. He ate the treat, but he's still looking. He's going to come and check my hands. He's going to come and again go to the table to see, oh, the treats are still there, because it's kept all together over there. Where's it? Which way is it? Go find it. So he knows what the find it means. So when I say find it, he obviously has an idea that I'm asking him to look for something. At this point, he knows that I'm asking him to look for a treat. And that's exactly what he's doing. If you can see, he's sniffing around the places where I had kept the treats before. He's going to eventually come around back to me, smelling of my hand to see if I've got the treats. Now he knows the treats are next to the laptop. So he's looking at that place saying, let me get a treat. So the dog's going to spend a good amount of time trying to look for a treat. But the best thing about this game, you know what? Imagine I've hidden 4 treats. Does the dog know that? Obviously not. So the dog's going to look for, I don't know, maybe thinking that, oh wait, I got 4. Maybe there's 4 more hidden. So your dog's going to spend not only 15 to 20 minutes searching for the 4 that you have hidden, at the same time, it's going to look for the 4 that you've never hidden. So instead of 10 minutes of work, your dog is now getting 20 minutes of brain work as well as nose work. So not only are you making your dog mentally satisfied and tired, you're also making sure that your dog's natural instincts are being used, the sniffing power. And what do you get at the end of the 20 minutes? You get a very happy and tired dog who's going to possibly sleep longer, not create a mess or create destructive or have destructive tendencies. Now, the problem with this particular game, there are just 2 or 3. Number 1, your dog possibly eats all the good stuff as it is. Say, for example, if your dog is on a buff diet, or say, for example, if your dog eats a very high quality meal, then the possibility of it wanting to find these simple treats are going to be a little difficult. In this case, you can possibly use its own meal as a treasure. The second problem is related to the first problem. Now, if you use fresh meat, or if you use fresh food, say you use fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, fresh chicken, cooked chicken obviously, or raw or whatever, eventually if you keep it out, maybe after 15-20 minutes, you're going to have ants and other insects on them, which may bite your dog, so it's not really recommended to use wet treats or very fresh treats. You can, even if you have, maybe after 2 hours or 3 hours, give it a check. If he's not eaten up, if your dog's not finished up those treats, clean it up immediately. If you keep it lying around, it will get fungal. If your dog eats it after that, it's going to get very bad stomachache. Okay? So these are the only things that you need to take care of. We'll move to the second game. This is very easy, I told you. Now the second game that we are going to look at is also that you do, you see it in street casinos, you see it in big casinos, and we've seen it elsewhere. Even the Jadugar does it, right? What are the props I'm going to use? I'm going to be using these paper cups, simple paper cups, to make it easy for my dog, because this is something that my dog doesn't know. I've knowingly not taught him this so that it can be easy for you guys. To make it easy for him to understand, I've cut small holes. You can see these on all the 3 bags, all the 3 glasses. So they have small holes into them. Why are these holes? So that my dog can sniff. What I'm going to do is right there on the ground, I'm going to put treat in one of them and my dog needs to find it. So what am I doing? There's the cup. I put 3 treats in there. I'm not going to rattle it to show him. He's already interested. But right now, he doesn't know which cup has the treats. What am I going to do? Come here, please. Sit. So what I'm going to do is there. So I'm going to rotate my treats. Now my dog needs to find where it's hidden. Okay? No, you're not supposed to take the cup. Where are the treats? Tell me. Where is it? Find it. See, he's looking at the hole. He's found the treat, so he gets it. And what I will be doing as we play along, I'll keep on moving the cups, but I'll make sure that he's not grabbing the cups and running away. So if you have a dog who's going to grab cups, maybe use skin or maybe metal cups so that he doesn't bite on it, because paper, he's going to eat it. It won't do a lot of harm, but it can choke him. So we are not going to use. You don't use paper if your dog picks up things and runs. Blitz does pick up things, but I've got a fair bit of control over him, so he's not going to eat up stuff as it is. The challenges in this particular game is, one, the dog might want to, like I said, want to pick up on the paper glasses. So you should not really offer him paper glasses. Use metal if needed. Do not use anything like glass or plastic because they can break and harm the dog, obviously. The second challenge, a lot of people do this mistake. There are 3 cups, right? There are 3 cups with 3 holes. I'll possibly mark one cup to know where the treat is. So say, for example, I am going to use this cup. So I've got a little mark on them. Can my dog see that mark? Not necessarily, because it's a very small mark. It's just something so that I know that the treats are supposed to be hidden on this. What happens if I put treats on all 3 of them? They'll get contaminated and all of them will smell of treats. So after 3 or 4 tries, your dog's going to think, oh, the treats are in this, and in this. So he's going to get super confused. The trick to having your dog to do it beautifully is to mark one of the cups, and that's the cup in which you're going to put the treats. I'm going to do a quick demo again with a couple of treats. There the treats gone into it, right? Let's sit. So 2 cups kept, 3rd kept. I go around. Where's it? See, he's got a general idea and he's found it. So, does he know there's a marking on one of the cups? Not really. But what he does know is, wait, the last time I did it, I got a treat from one of them. Maybe I'll get a treat from one of them now as well. So you notice he didn't try picking up the cups this time. He was sniffing, right? Now, if you also notice, I was using a command called as find it. You can say look, or you can just ask him in your language where it is. Just as a slight enthusiasm for your dog to think, oh, do you want me to do something? Now, the challenges in this particular exercise is, number 1, like I said, make sure you're using a glass that will not harm your dog. 2, if your dog is food aggressive, do not do this trick. Because imagine your hand with the cups in front of you and the dog's trying to search for it. As the moment your dog finds the treat, it might want to snap at you or bite you. So do not use this treat. Use this trick if your dog is food aggressive or possessive about objects, especially objects that are related to food or play. Okay. The third thing that you need to focus on, where people really go wrong, make sure you mark the cups. If you don't mark the cup, you're going to contaminate all the cups. Your dog is going to get super confused. What do you do if you have by mistake contaminated all the cups? Well, get new cups, wash them, and get new ones. Again, what's the use of this particular game? Your dog has to use his mind, and your dog has to use his nose. The same thing like the last game. All the games have been devised such that the dog uses his nose the most because it is super tiring and it uses a lot of brain power. So dogs actually feel super happy. If I keep on doing this, if you want to make it challenging, after some time, remove the holes from the cups and then just use a plain cup or a plain katori or a plain glass. And then obviously it should not be transparent, because if your dog sees it, it's no fun, right? Once you remove the hole from the glass, your dog can automatically not easily smell it out. So your dog now needs to work and find out. Also, do not put wet or pasty stuff, because if you put pasty stuff inside, it will get stuck on the ground. You'll end up spoiling the whole ground and contaminating it again. So your dog is going to just pick off tricks from the ground and not wanting to search from the cup. To make it more difficult, you can add more cups, maybe 4, 5, or 6 of them, and keep on jumbling it up. Another way you can do it is have 2 or 3 people play with it. So I'm with 3 cups, maybe somebody, a friend, 2 friends of mine, each with 3 cups. Now I've got 9 cups in total, and only one of them will have a treat. So my dog needs to smell each one of them and find out where the treat is. Once the treat is found, your dog needs to sit and wait, and he gets the treats. Simple. Okay, if you have any questions, please free to ask. Let's go for the third game. I'm sure a lot of you will actually have fun in the third game, because a lot of us really want our dogs to do it. How many times has it been where you wish the dog can sniff out the remote for you? Oh, I don't know where my remote is gone. Or we look at, oh, where's my handkerchief gone? I can't find it. Oh, I don't know where I kept my mobile phone. So this is a basic scent detection game. Now, what does a scent detection game mean? This is exactly what people in the military do, or people in the police do. But the only difference is they work with explosives, they work with narcotics, they work to find thieves, they work to find criminals. We are going to use the same nose to find our objects. Now, in this particular point, I'm going to be using, let's say, a simple remote. Anything. I have not yet, not at all pointed out to a thing that he's supposed to find. He doesn't know it at all. Only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hide it somewhere around here. Most probably this particular basket. He doesn't know it. So this is what I'm going to do. Initially, I'll start with only 2 or 3 places. Every time he sniffs that place, or even if he looks at that place, he's going to get a treat. So what am I going to do now? I'm taking some treats. For people who want to know what treats I'm using by Canan India. I really love them. So I've got a few treats in my hand, and I've got this piece of hard disk with me. Okay? Now look at this. Let's sit. I'm using a bigger object so that he can see it for now. Later on, as he becomes an expert, I can start making it smaller and smaller. Blitz has no idea how this works. I'm keeping 2 dabbas here as well. So you can see there are 1, 2. Camilla, sit. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hide. Wait, sit. Wait. I'm going to hide it in the first one so that he can see. As soon as he comes, he gets a treat. Wait. If you can see, it's partially. Good boy. Here. Good boy. Now, what did that do? All he had to do was go and sniff or touch it. You can see it's a little wet. He's touched it with his nose, so he's getting it. I'm going to do it again. Come here, Blitz. Come here, boy. Blitz. Come here. Press it. Good boy. There. Simple. Now I'm going to do it once more, but this time I'm going to hide it in this one, not this one. Now see the magic. He's hearing it. Blitz, where's it? Where's it, Blitz? Come here, come here. Come here, come here. Come here, come here. Where's it? Come here, love. Now, basic problem. He's got distracted. It's going to happen with your dog. Do not stress out. Wait. Let him get back to normal. I'm sure I've got something to offer, but I'm not going to give it free of cost. Find it. Press it. Come here, come here. Sit. Ready? Wait. Wait. I'm again replaying it for him. See basic mistakes happening. Wait, wait, come here. Sit. Good boy. Wait. Wait. Press it. Good boy. Here you go. See, he's found it, and he thinks that I had the treat hidden. So he's associating the treat with the hard disk. Now I'm going to do it without the hard disk. No hard disk, just the treats. Please come in. See, he went directly to the box to find it out. Sit. Wait. 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 Good boy. So, this time, he did what he did last time. Like I had hidden the hard disk on the second box, he thought maybe the treat's hidden there as well. And I had hidden it there. Why? I wanted him to get associated with the last time where he got successful. But now, it looks simple. It's not really that simple. Start with maybe one box. All you're going to do is maybe use a food, or maybe use a toy, or if you want, use your hankies. You can use simple objects. So I could have done it with the remote as well. All you need to do is keep the remote under the box, little bit exposed. So box a little exposed. The dog comes, sniffs it, he gets a treat. The dog comes, sniffs it, gets a treat. I would do it at least 5 to 6 times first to associate to my dog that looking for this object gets you the treat. Then I'll put 2 boxes, but I'll still continue with box number 1. Why? It's because again, like the paper cups, no contamination should happen. So in this sense, in this case, what I did, I used the hard disk and I moved it from place to place. This is actually a little difficult level. In the first level, what would I have done is, if I'm putting one object here and the other box here, and say I put in a third box. If I'm hiding it on the box number in the middle, good boy, there you go. I don't have treats, so I patted it. So if the first time I kept it on the box in the middle, if I have to jumble it up so that it becomes difficult for my dog, I will not move it from this place. So see, he's now getting a little frustrated, saying, why am I not getting the treat? So he's found it and he's searching for the treat. See, he really likes it. Why? Because he says, oh, I'll get a treat. Because of that, I'm going to offer him a treat because he actually did find it, technically speaking. So he's got a treat for it. Now, problems. Problem number 1. Like the paper cup, do not use it, use the object that you want to search, whether it's a handkerchief, a remote, a hard disk, or whatever, maybe a pen. What would I use? I don't want it to be extremely concentrated, so I'll possibly use a earbud, or I'll possibly use a small cotton ball. Again, if your dog eats those things, I will not use it. The second thing that I will use is possibly something medium size. He's heard something, so he wants to go there. So probably something medium sized. Do not use things that are sharp. Do not use things that will break. And do not use food. We are not hiding food. He needs to find the object where the food is. And if you hide food, he is not really going to listen again, is it? Because like the cup game, once he figures it out, he's going to go finding the food or the tree. He's not even going to look at you. He's not even going to look at your hands. He doesn't care. So put in your hand the object that you want to be found in the dabbas. What am I using? These are basic dry fruit dabbas that you get during Diwali. You can use wooden cartons. You can use plastic boxes or tiffin boxes. Again, it should be opaque. See, you cannot see me through and through. It should not be transparent, so the dog should not be able to see it. What's hidden inside? If you want to make it easy, see, I just kept the box and he thinks, okay, is it something hidden? But I'm not hidden anything. If you're not doing the game, but your dog is just going round and round searching for it, he does not get a treat. Do not offer a treat just because your dog is sniffing. Otherwise, then you're giving a treat for nothing, for free, and the dog will not want to do an exercise because he thinks, I'm getting treats for free. Why should I do the exercise? Okay? Why do dogs don't do it? What are the challenges that you'll find? Number 1, you're not using treats that make your dog jump up. If your dog is not interested in food, no problem, use a toy. So in this very same manner, when Blitz found where the hard disk was hidden, instead of giving him a treat, I'll throw a Kong toy or I'll throw a ball at him. He really loves those. Maybe I'll throw a squeaker at him. You want to see how much he loves squeakers and balls. That's the reason why I'm not using it. Now listen carefully and see the interest that he has. Ball. Edik. Ball. See? He thinks I had it here. That much is the prey drive that he wants. He wants to play with it so much that he will leave anything and all distractions that he has and want to play with it. So will I use a ball for him to play with me? No. Because he's so much enclosed into it that he will leave the game that I want to teach him and he'll only play with it, the ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to possibly use something that is of lower value that will not make him go absolutely crazy. Hence, I'm using the toys that I'm using food. I'm using toys that is generally readily available for him. He plays with Kongs all the time. All these toys are the ones that he plays with all the time. So that's the reason I've kept it out, and he didn't really touch it. Had I kept it, had I put something that he doesn't get that often, he would have gone absolutely crazy. Maybe at the end of the video, I'll show you how he plays with the ball. So moving on, we'll now play a Kong puzzle game. Okay. Now, what is a Kong puzzle? All of you would have heard about what a Kong is. If you haven't, I'll just show you. So these are Kongs. See, again, he's come because he thinks Srinivas, Papa plus toys means fun, and he starts thinking, wait, I'm going to get something. I'm going to start playing. So he associates it with very good stuff. Come here. See, he's focused on it. He wants it. Now, what is a Kong puzzle game? So we all know that Kongs as a toy itself has several benefits. It's made out of pure rubber. Even if the dog bites it, it's not going to harm the dog. It is food safe. It is so safe that I can give it to a 1-year-old child to play, and the child's not going to get sick of it. Right? Now, so it's pure rubber. But if you see inside, it's hollow. You can see that small hole inside. It's completely hollow. I'm going to show it up front. There you go. See, it's completely hollow inside. There's nothing. There's a lot of space. I can put food inside so that my dog is occupied. In this, what do I normally put? And what does Blitz like? So he likes to eat a banana. He likes to eat chicken. Chicken and mutton. And then peanut butter and cheese. Yes, we eat a lot of cheese and still we have a size 0 body. See this? Bobo. Now, how do you play a Kong puzzle? So I'm going to take a food, any food. The only plus point being my dog needs to like it. If he doesn't like it, he's not going to play with it. A lot of people do the mistake of putting dog food into the Kong toy. If he's eating it in his bowl twice or 3 times a day, why is he going to eat it out of a Kong with so much minute? So let's make it a little easier. Put things that he will like. Now in this case, you saw he actually liked playing, eating the jerkies. So I'm putting the jerky inside, but I only put one. I'm going to put, let's give him a little prize for working for us a little bit, no? So I'm going to put few in there. Okay, there, I've kept it in. Now I'm going to put it in the middle. Now see what happens. He's searching for it. What basically he's doing is he's putting his tongue in that hole. And obviously, this is a very large Kong for his size. This is one of my German Shepherd's Kongs. I don't have, they passed on. Otherwise, I would have shown you with them as well. So, what he's basically doing is he's putting his tongue into the hole to try and remove the treats. See, there you can see it. Now, I've obviously put 3 or 4. See, he's bouncing it. See how smart he was. He bounced it because he knew these are dry treats. If I bounce it, they come out very easier. Hence, I use banana or peanut butter, something that sticks inside. Maybe chicken keema mixed with a little bit of brown rice, or sometimes if I feel like it, there's some vanilla ice cream mixed with peanut butter inside. It has to be something that the dog likes. Now, this is an extra large size, so it's very big. The ones you see on the sofa are all the large size. For this guy, I'll probably give the medium size. You can see the blue one right there. That's something that I'm going to give. If I fill it up with peanut butter, it's going to take him at least 20 to 25 minutes to try and remove the treats from inside, lick it completely. But in that 20-25 minutes, he gets so tired trying to get the treats out. After that 25 minutes, he goes off to sleep. Absolutely no more sleep. Okay. Now I put like 3 or 4. He's already got few. See how smart. So he's using his nose because he knows where the treats are, but he's using his brain as well. How many dogs have you seen? If they can't remove objects, they pick up objects and keep on throwing. See how smart he is. He's constantly doing it again, and he's got it. He's got the last one, but he doesn't know how many there are. So he was sniffing to find out whether he can find more. But he knows that there is none anymore left. So he's possibly going to leave it and go. Now, I obviously put 3 or 4. But when you put something, again, these were dry treats. If you put something wet, it's going to stay inside. And if it stays inside, he is going to spend a lot of time trying to play. And at the end of the day, 25 minutes of constant high energy workout for his head, for his brain, and obviously trying to put his tongue inside to try and remove it. The challenges in this game, a lot of people do the mistake of filling a Kong completely. Like they stuff it full through scale. If your dog has never played with a Kong before, you only fill it like मूंगफली नहीं भरते पूरी में. So when you put peanuts in a roll of paper and you do this, the whole thing comes out. So what I did with Blitz now, by putting the chicken treats in there, they fell out very easily. So that's the easy level. If I want to make it hard, I'm going to take that chicken, put it in, or I'll take something solid, maybe biscuits will do, doggy biscuits or other kind of dried treats, and I'm going to mix it with a binder. What's a binder? A binder is something जो सबको इकट्ठे पकड़ के रखता है. So I can use maybe banana, I can use peanut butter for this guy, I can use chicken mince, something that will hold everything together. So let's just say I've taken the chicken treats, I'll take some nice spoonful of peanut butter, I'll put everything inside, and it's not necessary that you need to fill it. You just put some, and that becomes your medium level, because now it is very sticky. So it's going to take a lot of time trying to remove it. It's like imagine eating bread with jam. Sukha sukha lagta hai, so it takes a lot of time to chew, and you feel tired. Your jaw hurts after some time. So obviously their jaw is not going to hurt, otherwise he would not play. Next, wait. Okay. Now that's a medium level. The very let's just say boo boo. If I want to make it more difficult from medium to high, high difficult, what I will do is I'll take same objects, say the chicken treats or maybe biscuits and dahi or peanut butter or banana, and I'll completely stuff it, completely tight, close to scale. Okay, so much that if I press from here, it starts squeezing from the other end. That becomes high difficulty. Now what happens? The dog needs to work harder because things are so tightly stuffed, it's not falling off very easily. Okay, so that's high difficulty. High difficulty generally not a lot of dogs go. Dogs that are hyper, dogs that have a very high activity level, like this guy, he's got a very high activity level. So I use high difficulty for him. For dogs that have never played with a Kong, I would possibly say easy. And for dogs that are a little more, have played sometimes, I'll go shift to medium. And what about dogs that are absolutely bonkers, super hyperactive? What do you do for them? Because that's the kind of dogs that we don't have toys for, right? Because every toy is broken. We have an answer for that as well. So you take the Kong, you fill it, choose though, completely tight, and put it into the freezer. What happens now is you have a Kong ice cream with all the goody stuff that your dog likes. Because it's rubber, rubber is not a very good insulator, not a very good conductor of cold. So it's not going to get very chilly, but the food inside is going to become very hard. A dog obviously cannot remove it. He can throw it on the ground, he can crush it, he can bite it, it's not going to come off. So he's going to spend more time trying to get food out of this. So that's how you get the Kong puzzle, and that's the difficulties. These are 100% safe. If your dog bites it, it's no problem. It will come out either in poop or you will puke it out. There are no chemicals used in this, and the red color is natural food grade color. So, let's move on to the next game. The next game is a basic retrieve game. A lot of people know about retrieve. It's the fetch, right? You would have seen you throw a toy, the dog takes it, brings it to you. You throw a toy, the dog takes it and brings it to you. Now let's do something called as a named retrieve. What is a named retrieve? Now, I know this is a Kong. So the same way, I'm going to be using a few toys that he plays with and he needs to get those. Again, Blitz has never played with these. I'm only using the general toys that are normally kept. I've never played with this, so you will actually see it in organic way, how it works out, and initially the problems that I will feel. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to keep the toys here. I don't have questions anymore. If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask. Okay? So here we go. In this game, I'm going to be using a medium Kong. I'm going to be using a Kong bouncer. These are soft ones. I'm going to be using the Kong cozy, which is it squeaks a bit. It is a stuffed toy, and it doesn't really come out, so it's safe. He knows it. It's called the crocodile. We used to have a donkey as well, but unfortunately, donkey is no more. The donkey was completely destroyed, and then I'm going to use a simple rope. Okay. Now let's see how it goes. So rope, crocodile, bouncer, and the Kong all kept, and I'm going to hold here. Pichu, crocodile ki hai. He knows what a crocodile is. He knows what the Kong is. I don't think he knows about the bouncer and the rope, but let's see. So the first thing I'm going to associate, if he goes for the wrong one, see what I do. Pichu, crocodile, crocodile. Go, crocodile ki hai. Kidhar hai crocodile? Lekya, crocodile, lekya. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Ali, wow. So, he knows what the crocodile is and he's got it for me. He deserves a treat, right? So, I'm going to be giving him a small treat. Here we go. I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm going to ask him to get something that he doesn't know what it is. Okay? Let's try it out. Pitu? Pitu? Rope kidhar hai rope? Rope. Rope le kya? Go get the rope. See, he doesn't know what the rope is. He's going around and round trying to see. Rope. Pitu? Smell the treats. Rope. Yes, good boy. Nana, rope le kya? Oh, dekho rope. Get it. Now, he doesn't know what I'm talking about, so I'm going to guide him away. Pitu, rope. Good boy, take it. Now, take it. Take it. Yes, good boy. So he gets a treat. So I'm associating it that this is called a rope. Again, let's try again. Bichu, rope kidhar hai? Rope le kya? Go get it. See? Yes, he saw it, so I'm telling him he's a good boy. Rope. Take it. Nah, I want the rope. Where's the rope? No. Take it. Yes. Again. He thinks I'm hiding the treats because I've got the treats with me. So I'm going to keep the treats away. I'm going to try with the empty hand. Okay? Again, also notice how close I'm sitting. If I sit too far, a lot of dogs don't fetch it. Ready? Good boy. Nahi, rope le kya? Where's the rope? He's doing a treasure hunt for the rope. The rope is right there. Where's the rope? Fetch it. Acha, Kong. Bichu Kong kidhar hai Kong? Odi Kong. Kong le kya? वो Kong नहीं इधर. वो सब नहीं. Bichu le dekh. Well, technically he's getting a Kong, so I'm going to give him a prize for that. He's got it. Good boy. So I'm going to give a treat for that. There you go. So, you saw how the name retrieve works. Now, how do you teach your dog the names of his objects? So, he didn't know how this was a rope. So, when I'm starting the game, I'm going to do this. I'm going to play with only the rope. I'm going to keep the rope in one side, and on the other side, I'm going to hold the treat. He needs to touch the rope, and I will give him a treat. So I've got a few treats here that I took earlier. Now see this. There are treats here and the rope on the other side. He needs to see the rope when I say rope, and he gets the treat. This is just one of the other many methods, but I find this very easy, so I'm using this. So, did you say? So, rope ki tarah, rope. Good boy. So, if you saw, I did a little bit of cheating so that he looks at me, he looks at it, he's supposed to look at it. So, again, let's do it. Okay. Rope ki tarah, rope. Yes, good boy. I'm going to bring him a little into screen. Sit. Sit. अरे मिलेगा पापा पहले सीखी तो करो. Again. Rope. Rope. Good boy. See, he touched it. So he gets a treat. Let's do it once more for you guys. Sit. Yeah. Yeah. You want this or you want this? You want this, no? If you want this, you need to listen to me and sit. Let's try it again. Rope. Rope. Then he touched it, he gets a treat. So, what do you need? You need 3 to 4 different toys. Toys nahi hai, to bhi chalega. Get 3 to 4 different objects. I can possibly use a sock, a handkerchief, a shoe, and maybe a cap. It need not be an object that he only likes and plays with. It can be his toy, it can be any object in your house. The second thing that he can do is associate. If he doesn't know what they are called, associate. So what he did right now, he touched the rope. So he thought touching the rope is what will get him a treat. But at the same time, whenever he touches, I said rope, he gets it. Rope, he gets it. Rope, he gets a treat. Rope, he gets a treat. After some time, if I say a rope, automatically he'll go and touch, and I might or I might not want to give him a treat. Then I will move it to a crocodile. He obviously knows a crocodile, so I'm not going to do a crocodile. Then we'll do the bouncer. So I'll do with the bouncer, and he thinks, okay, this is the bouncer. So after he's learned about what the different kind of objects are, my German shepherds who were there, Rolf, he used to do at least for 20 objects. He knew 20 different object names, starting from handkerchief to shoes, socks, and a lot of other things. Okay, and including paper. So sometimes I would get him to clean my stuff. Now, all I need to do after he knows 3 to 4 different things is I'll start with very minimal level. So I'll keep it right in front of him and I'll start playing with him. So I'll say crocodile. He touches the crocodile, he gets the treat. I say bouncer. He touches the bouncer, he gets a treat. Then I slowly and steadily increase the distance. Now, the problem with this particular problem that you will come in between is not with what is happening here, but the problem that will come is number one, he might not want to fetch it. A lot of dogs bring the toys, but they don't come to you, they stay away from you. Build trust. That's a very basic, trust issue. Your dog thinks that the hand coming here is going to snatch away things. Teach your dog to drop it instead of taking it from his mouth. Second problem, your dog might not want to play the game at all, which is absolutely fine. Do not force. A game that has been forced a dog will not want to play with it. The dog needs to be happy like this. See, he's playing with it instead of wanting to destroy it or instead of wanting to skip it. If your dog is not happy, let alone this game is not for your dog, go for another dog. This is not a competition. Challenge number 3, your dog will only want to wait for the treat, which it's there. In that sense, keep the treats away, like I did. We need to talk. In that sense, keep the treats away, and your dog can take it, and then after your dog has got it for you, you can go to that point, take the treat and give it to him. Don't keep treats in your hand. Okay? Now, going for the last game of today, and an interesting game. It's basically an obstacle course. Now, what is an obstacle course? You guys would have seen a lot of these games where humans have to jump over steeplechase, then they run, they swim, they have to then climb monkey bars, the military sort of training. That's obstacle course. Obviously, I'm not going to get this guy to do all those things. So, what am I going to do? Remember, I showed you the rollers and everything last time. I'm going to use those things, the Kong, the basket, and all the general things that we might have in our house. And I'm going to make an obstacle course out of it. He might not want to do it. I'm absolutely fine. He may fail a few times. I'm absolutely fine. Regardless, he will get treats for them. Remember, you have to enjoy. It's not a challenge. We are not going out to win some medals. This should be fun for you and your dog. Don't make it a thing that's going to create everything into a problem. So, what am I going to use? I'm using a foam roller, a back massage foam roller, some cardboard rolls that I had in the house. You see, these are basically the ones in which you get these papers and paintings and stuff. Okay. What am I going to do with this? This is going to be my wheel. So he's going to be going left, right, left, something like this. I'm going to clear everything from the ground. I'm keeping a basket here so that he jumps over it. I'm using some Kongs so that he can go from in between them. There you go. Now, if you want, at the end, maybe after the last roller, maybe in front of here somewhere, you can keep like a bed where he can go down. Okay? Or maybe sit, or maybe he needs to push some button or shut the door, whatever. You can all make changes. But to show you, I'm doing this for the first time. He's never done this before. But I'm still going to treat him if he does. If the rolls fall, I have no problem. If he doesn't jump the basket, I have no problem at all. Okay? I've got a lot of treats in my hand. A lot of treats, small broken. Now, let's start. Come. Yes, yes. Good boy. Come in. Come. See, he's decided to skip, so I'm going to give it a try again. Okay, no problem. He gets the treat still. Yes. Wow. Wow. All Baba. Here. There you go. So, basic obstacle level course done. Let's try it again once more. See this. Come. Yes. Good boy. I'm going to make it a little. Chalo. No. Come here. Let's try it again. Nah. Come. Aja. See this? These are all the normal challenges that you will get. So I'm going to make it smaller. Okay? Come. He doesn't want to jump. Yes. Aja. So, okay, no problem. There you go. And finished. As simple as that. I'm going to give him a lot of treats as a grand finish, as a big prize, because he's done something for the first time and 2 rounds. So he gets all the treats that were left over. So, first mistake I did, you can do it as well. It was just, I used a lot of high attractive things. He likes to play with the Kongs. I actually made a road out of Kong. Right? 2, the basket is so big, he's not going to jump. But if I use a pole, he will jump. You want to see? Because poles are small items. I need a refill of treats. Alright, khatam ho gaya. Now see this. Peter, come. See? Easily jump kiya. Let's try it again. Peter, come. Good boy. Now I'm going to increase the height of it. Another pole. ये पोल रखा हूं, इसके ऊपर ये पोल रखते हैं. Come. There you go. Good boy. So, Why do you think he jumped over a pole, but he didn't jump over the basket? Any idea? Okay, so let's see this. The pole is thin, so it's just this much. So all he needs to do is jump this much. The basket, on the other hand, is this big, so he needs to jump longer. Is he okay with jumping longer? Obviously not. He showed us, I don't want to jump this. The second thing, the basket also has all the other toys. I've kept toys, that's his toy basket. So that's also possibly the reason why he thinks, I thought, why am I jumping over this? This is my stuff, right? Uh, Third mistake is I use really, really high quality treats. Yes, I used really high quality treats. It did give him a drive, but he was only chasing the treats. So at one point, he was only focused on taking the treat, not doing what I wanted him to do. But can he still succeed with these treats? Absolutely. It's just that I'll have to do it much many more times. Okay. Now, uh, problems that you will get during a obstacle course. Problem number one, your dog's going to be distracted with the toys that you use. So you can use bottles or whatever, anything that is general, but do not use a dog. Use it with a dog who's possessive about objects. If your dog eats bottles or grabs things and runs away, I will not probably start with that. Problem number two, uh, do not use his toys in the obstacle. These are very high expert level. So I will use normally as an expert level, I will use toys as a distraction. So thankfully he's got so many comms that it's okay, it's not a problem. But at the same time, had I used a ball or had I used some squeaker toys and I kept made out boundaries out of them, he would have absolutely not listened. Uh, the third thing that you need to focus on in this particular game is initially I will give treats for each and everything. So once he finishes this, he gets a treat. If he jumps over the basket, he gets a treat. If he doesn't jump, he still gets a treat. Remember, fun is what we want. Then he goes behind one, he gets one. He goes from the second, he gets one. He comes from the third, he gets one. You can obviously make changes to the obstacle course. Be very, very, sure that you should only go into the obstacle course like a one-way street. Always, if you started like this and came from here, you only do this. If you keep on going ulta as well, you're going to confuse your dog a lot. Okay, and then your dog's going to get super confused. Your dog will go through a hoop and then again go ulta, so it will get super confused. So do not do that. Always do an obstacle course in one single direction. Do not change the directions. uh, you can make your obstacle course as big or as small as you want. If I was starting with a very basic level, I would have only kept a roller and made the dog jump over it once, just once. But every time, one direction. I will not do ulta. Okay, all the things break up. So this will be another game. That the jump will be another game. The weave will be another game. And finally, I'll put all together together. We didn't have that much of time today to show each thing individually, so I put up all the games, and you saw it organically. Blitz has no idea how to do it, and he still did it. If Blitz can do it, your dog can do it as well. Uh, if your dog doesn't is not listening to you, maybe you're pushing it too much, or maybe you're using the wrong kind of treats and toys, or maybe your dog is a little nervous. Absolutely fine. Change the treats, do it after some time, and do it softly. Do not get too much excited with a nervous dog, and do not get too much excited with an excited dog. An excited dog with an excited human is exciting whole square, which means everything's going to go haywire, and your dog and you are just going to go crazy all over. If your dog is excited, be a little calm yourself. If your dog is very calm, then you can be excited. Your enthusiasm will tell your dog how much motivation it should get. And at the end of the day, I want that tail wagging. This hardly has a tail, so you cannot see it wagging as much. Uh, well, I think that's it for the games. If you have questions, you can ask, or I'll hand it over to Somya. Uh, Thank you so much for listening to me and being a part of this. And thank you, PetFed, for allowing me this and having this over for us.
Hi, Srinivas.
Hello.
Hi. So this was a brilliant demo. Like I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. It was so much fun all the games that you did, and the way you explained it and the way you showed the entire demonstration. It was just so clear that hardly any of us had any questions, and every time we did have any questions, I think you were answering them along the way. However, we still have a few questions here. Let's start with taking some of them. So Amrit is asking, what treats are these, please? Can you tell us
Okay.
the treats?
So, this is by, this is not a paid sponsorship. So
Yeah.
this is by a company called Canine India. You can see this here. So Canine India has a lot of pure unprocessed treats. So these
Okay.
are basically chicken liver, and they are 100% chicken liver. There's absolutely nothing added to it, and this is only chicken liver. They also have rabbit treats. Blitz loves the rabbit ears and rabbit treats. He will not share it at all cost. So these are basic chicken liver that has been dried, I'm guessing, or dry roasted, dehydrated, and that's it. I really love this. They are as good as homemade, and again, no preservatives, no chemicals, nothing in there. So I
And
love
Blitz seem
having
to
this
love
kind of.
them. Blitz
Sorry,
seem to love them. Blitz
he
seem to love
absolutely
them.
loves it. I'll give him this packet. He'll tear it up and eat it. So I only buy Canine India. I don't buy anything else because he absolutely loves it. See, that's him barking because he saw the packet right now. He's like, hey, excuse me, where's my treat?
Right.
Uh, and they don't do a lot of harm to him because
Okay.
again, unprocessed, right? Everything is absolutely normal. It's been dehydrated. The only thing when you store it in a very nice dry place, because I've had a few treats spoiling over because these are natural treats completely without
Right.
preservatives. So if you keep
Right.
it out, it gets a little spoiled.
Right. Right.
Can
Of
I
course.
enjoy the name?
Great. I hope that answers your question, Amrit. Shivali is asking, does the dog need to smell the thing before it is hidden other than food items? So in case we are not using treats, we're using their favorite toy
No,
that we are hiding or something.
for most of the games that I showed today, the treats are what he gets if he finishes it. Okay.
Right.
If as far as the game for the sniffing game, I use the hard disk. He needs to know what this is because
Right.
lot many times some especially sensitive dogs, we put some random objects. Sometimes random objects also happen to be something that can pop out or can see something like this happen, and you saw Blitz literally jumped away. So you don't
Yeah.
want to scare the dog. So if it's something that is unstable and it will move a little suddenly, you don't want to scare the dog. So next thing you know, the dog's going and this does something, and the dog says, "Excuse me, I don't want to play this game anymore." So
Right.
yes, I will show it to him because he needs to trust me. So I show, look, this is what I have in my hand, and that is what I will hide it. But I will not initially. I will not hide it completely under the dabba. I'll keep it a little outside so that he can at least see. There has to be a visual cue, and then slowly and steadily, I am guiding him into using his nose. So when his
Okay.
nose touches, I give him a treat.
Okay.
Uh, so obviously the object needs to be smelled. If you don't have a treat, no problem. You can use a toy if your dog likes toys. All you need to do is the exact moment your dog has smelled or looked after that particular object, you throw the ball right next to him. Don't hit your dog, please. Right next to him.
Okay, makes sense. Swati is asking, what do you do when your dog gets distracted very frequently during this game? And this is like a question that a lot of people have, that especially say, if you've played that game like once or twice or maybe like the whole week, they are interested, and then when it gets repetitive, they might lose interest. So what do we do when that happens?
So actually, your question has two different questions. So I'm going to answer first, one of them first, and then I'll go to the second part. When you're doing the first part where your dog is uh, getting distracted. So when I was doing the sniffing game,
Yeah,
you saw that
yeah,
he
he
was
got this.
going at
Yeah,
the door. He
yeah,
was
saw
going
that.
at the door because my mom came home. So he
Right.
wanted to whisper, and he was constantly jumping.
Hmm.
What I did, I showed him that I have got something near him on his nose, and I got him near me. He
Hmm.
still went there. Got him back. Now again, I was using treats that were a little high quality.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Right.
they were more palatable and they were very attractive. If you
Hmm.
are using treats that are not that attractive, then your dog might get distracted very fast. So when you
Right.
start off the game, start in an area which is very silent, not a lot of stress, not a lot of distractions. If you take him right in the middle of a railway station and trying for the first time, you're going to fail miserably.
Right.
So do it in a very, very silent spot where your dog is not going to get distracted initially. If he's still walking away, that possibly means you have overdone it and he's bored, which means that's the reason he's not wanting to do. Take a break of about 2 or 3 days and then resume. Uh, it also works in another way where dog finds it so challenging that he says, "Oh, the grapes are sour. I don't want them anymore." So he
Okay.
says, "It's too tough. I'm not having fun. So I don't want to play." So what do? Is you go back to your previous step and make it even more simpler. So like when I did the obstacle course, I said initially if I want to teach him, I'll start with the jumps only.
Right.
I today did the whole obstacle, but actually when I want to do it, I'll only start with the one of them. I will not do all of them together because if it is too challenging, it gets too difficult for the dog. And they're simplistic animals. They don't do multitasking like we do. So if they get
Right.
super confused, they will not want to play.
Right. Right. Makes
So
sense.
make it simpler. To put it into a one line, make it simpler. Go for better things.
Okay. Okay. All right. I also like noticed one more thing that even when he got distracted in the middle, and after that, like first 2 3 times you tried calling him, he wasn't coming, and then you just kept talking to us, and then after like 10 seconds he came
Yeah,
back. I
because
think he got bored.
at one point, ignorance is bliss. He said,
Yeah.
he's calling me. So he was having a little bow. And I said, I'm
Yeah.
not going to call you. So he
Yeah.
automatically said, if I don't go, I'm not going to, right? He automatically
Right.
has to come.
Right, right. Okay, so that also works, I guess. Okay, Niharika's asking, my dog has become very lazy and doesn't want to run or exercise. How can we help that?
Okay. For dogs that do not exercise a lot,
Hmm.
initially, I will not start with the obstacle course. I might start with either the scenting game or, the Pong puzzle.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't know is Pongs actually are used for weight reduction as well. When you want to put your
Oh,
dog into a diet, yeah. So instead of giving your dog his food in a bowl, like how do you have slow feeding bowls? The same
okay.
way, I'm telling my dog, here's your food, eat
Uh-huh.
it from this.
Right.
So, lot many dogs tend to eat up their food very fast. So when I put my food into this, I'm slowing down the process, which means I'm giving better chance for digestion to happen. So you are giving the dog some sort of an exercise. See, there always has to be a start with some leeway. A dog
Right.
that doesn't want to run or exercise, if you try to push him harder, he's going to get super irritated and might want to snap back and will not want to play with you at all. So you start with baby steps. Initially, I will only start with maybe a scenting game where there's not a lot of minutes involved. I'll use his own lunch, dinner, breakfast as his training exercise for his training exercise. So something as simple as even if he walks over the roll, I'll say, okay, here's your food now, or here's a small portion of his food. So
Right.
if for example, say your dog has half a kilo of food a day, I'll break it into 10 different portions, so 50 grams each. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
every exercise he does, he gets 50 grams. Then I take a break for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. Then another exercise, I give him 50 grams. So I am using his own meal as my biggest weapon, as his treat, because he wants to eat his food. But at the
Right.
same time, I want him to exercise. So I'm creating a balance here.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. So, in the Kong puzzle game, also, like there was this one particular thing that just kept going in my head. I think a lot of people must have thought that too. When it was dry treats, like you gave in the demo, it seemed pretty easy, and it seemed pretty easy for us also to like fit it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you use something like a binder, or when the food is much stickier, does it like how does it get out of the Kong? Like how do they take it out of the Kong, considering that the head like it's very small?
So it's no, so the hole is small, but inside the
Uh-huh.
hollow is almost as big as the hole shape.
That I get, but how does the dog take that? Like can they clean it like
Yeah,
completely? Or
yeah. So this is an extra
no?
large one. It's almost as big as Blitz's head. Okay? And he puts his tongue completely and cleans it up. This is, you see how deep
Oh,
it is. It's longer than
right,
my finger. And
right.
then he puts his tongue inside. This is an extra large. It's supposed to be used for Rottweilers and German Shepherds and Saint Bernards. But my
Right.
medium dog is doing it. So
Right.
that's
Okay. So,
I
matlab,
mean,
it can be cleaned completely, like
oh
with their
yeah,
tongue.
completely. I cannot show you. Otherwise, I don't have a torch or something.
Uh
Wait,
huh.
I do have something. Can you see inside?
Yeah. 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 I can.
It's
Yes.
completely empty. There's nothing in there.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, with this guy, because of his high energy, I use an extra large as well. Otherwise, for this dog breed, you don't need this size. But because his jaw strength is less, I cannot use the extreme varieties, which are black colored ruffles, are very strong. Hence, I'm using this, and he goes through the small ones in 10 minutes. But when I put it into this, he takes a good 40-45 minutes. See, but for that, you need a dog with that much of sheer, endurance.
Dedication.
Oh,
Yeah.
only then will he go for it. Otherwise, if I give it to a dog who doesn't want to walk at all,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to take the wheels and walk away.
Right. Right.
That's the reason you first, whenever you use binders, etc., start with, if your dog has never seen a Kong, he's never played with a Kong. You
Mm-hmm.
start with basic level. I'll at least do a dozen times I'll do easy level, then I will go to the next level. At medium, I'll do a dozen times, I'll put a binder, fill it up very loosely and put some binder in there for the dog to enjoy it. He needs to see, if your dog is not succeeding, he's not enjoying. If he's
Right.
not enjoying, obviously, why is he not enjoying? Because he's not getting the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us, when you look at a lot of these competitions, contests, each and every contest and competition has some sort of a prize at the end.
Mm-hmm.
If there was
Yeah.
a contest where there was no prize, would anyone
Yeah.
play?
Of course.
The
Yeah.
same way goes to the
Gratification is
right?
very
The
important.
contest has to have some prize. The prize here is the fact there's food inside. And this is the contest. As
Right.
simple as that.
Right. Superb. I think that answers a lot of our questions, and it was just simply brilliant. Thank you so much, Srinivas, for showcasing this brilliant demonstration of not one, two, but actually all the six indoor games that we can play with our pets. And especially, since we've been locked inside our house and can't go out, and, a lot of limitations have come because of the current scenario. So, thank you so much, Srinivas, and thank you so much, Blitz, for being so patient all this. Yeah, please give him a treat from my side also. I know he's had a lot for today, but still.
I will. I'll
Yeah.
get him for you.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you, Blitz.
Okay, okay.
Thank you so much for being so patient with us, and you guys were so well coordinated. I mean, even the games that he didn't know, he was doing it so well, and probably the way you predicted him to do it. So it's pretty cool. So thank you so much, Srinivas. Thank you so much, pet parents who joined us and the ones who participated in the session. Hope you got all your questions answered. Hope we were able to help you in some way. If you missed and if you joined late, this video had about six demos of indoor games that Srinivas taught us that we can play with our pets easily, very easy DIY sort of games. So the video is available on the pet keeping section of our page or our YouTube channel. You can definitely go and check it out. Once again, thanks Srinivas for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for the questions. And have a good weekend. Well, the
Yeah,
weekend's done.
you too.
Good future.
Have a good week. All right. Thank you so much.